Kayla, as I said earlier, the Bulldogs and Tigers match up very well in singles competition, and the difference may come down to doubles competition, where LSU has the edge. I think that is exactly what we will see today at the Dan McGill Tennis Complex. I have LSU winning 4-3 and snapping their losing streak. An ambidextrous pitcher, a potential first overall pick, and a redemption story against a former team, this series is going to be absolute cinema. But now that we've got all the background info on this SEC matchup, guys, who are you picking to win the series? Welcome back to Sports Source. The quest for the SEC title is on for the Georgia women's golf team, but can they conquer the challenge? Joining me now is Sports Source reporter Emily Wisnowski, who sat down with head coach Josh Brewer and player Katarina Dawn. Brett, in the age of football where the league is loaded with highly talented receivers, it is imperative that teams find equally talented cornerbacks to cover those receivers. As a result, the cornerback position holds a very significant value in the eyes of many NFL teams. Kamari Lassiter is one of the most talented corners in this draft class and is already on a lot of teams' radars. Lassiter was a lockdown corner in college, and with a strong performance in the NFL Combine, I predict he locks down a first-round pick in this year's NFL Draft. Wow, the accomplishments of Eliza Exel are impressive, Kayla. Abby, does adding Millie Pugmire into the mix indicate more rising talent and a bright future for Athens basketball overall? That's right, Emily. North Oconee junior Landon Roldan is a force to be reckoned with on both the diamond and the gridiron. His athleticism and dedication are truly remarkable. Let's take a closer look. To be able to master several different skill sets is a hard task for anyone. But for Landon Roldan, it seems like everything he does just comes naturally to him, especially in football and baseball, where he plays both sports at the varsity level for North Oconee High School.
I started off in Grayson, so in Gwinnett County. I played baseball when I was 4 years old and then started off football at 6, so played it pretty much my whole life.
And Roldan has never looked back since his beginning in the two sports. In his junior football season, Roldan was named to the Georgia 4A All-State team as a wide receiver, as well as the region's Athlete of the Year. As for baseball, Roldan was named to the preseason Georgia 4A All-State team. Roldan has played as the Titans' starting center fielder all year, and sometimes has even been called upon to pitch. Roldan hopes his efforts can help lead North Oconee to their third straight state championship.
Seeing this baseball team win the state championship the past 2 years, I've been motivated to try and make it a three-peat.
With Roldan in the spotlight on a team with high expectations, the weight on the junior's shoulders might seem significant. But for Landon, the pressure never gets too big.
He acts the exact same way. Could be high pressure, low pressure. You still get the same kid out of Landon every day. It's one of his biggest assets. Situation never gets too big. He just goes about his business the exact same way every time.
On top of his success on the field, Landon has seen a lot of success in the classroom. He's won multiple academic awards and has had his transcript pulled by several Ivy League schools.
I like to go with schools first, make sure my grades are good, and then if my grades are good, it carries out to the field.
Wherever Landon decides to continue his journey in college, they will get a guy who can truly do it all. Yeah! Reporting for the Carmichael Sports Institute, I'm Nick Pierce. The Titans' quest for a three-peat continues next weekend in the first round of the state playoffs. And once baseball wraps up, Landon will be right back on that football field. A true testament to his talent and drive. Back to you, Emily.
Welcome back to Sports Source. Get ready for a showdown on the court, Sports Source fans. The UGA men's tennis team is locked and loaded for a thrilling match against LSU. Joining me now are analysts Lily Brody and Nick Pierce to discuss this week's matchup.
And Lily, the Tigers are not going to make it easy for the Dogs. The LSU Tigers have lost 5 straight after starting the season 11-1 and are desperately seeking a win. But their path to redemption won't be easy. They face a formidable opponent in the Bulldogs. Can the Tigers rise from their slump and reclaim their early season dominance? The quest to get back on track starts with Serbian fifth-year Stefan Latinovic. He's been the Tigers' #1 all season long, and barring any significant changes, he will be chosen to face Georgia's #1 Thomas Paulsell. LSU is 6-1 this season when Latinovic wins his singles match. So if Latinovic is able to beat Paul Sell, it sets up well for the Tigers. Another player to look out for on the Tigers is true freshman Aleksi Loughman. The 6'6" giant from Finland has quickly burst onto the scene for the Tigers, spending most of the year as LSU's number 2 and earning SEC Freshman of the Week honors just a couple weeks ago. Loughman's singles record is definitely not what he hoped for, but he has a big opportunity to right the ship today against the Bulldogs, where it's very likely he will face Ryan Colby, who has been the number 2 most of the year for Georgia.
Now that we know some of the players to watch on both of these teams, how do these teams stack up against each other, and what will be the X factor for both teams today?
Kayla, I think the Bulldogs and Tigers stack up fairly level with each other when it comes to singles competition. I think the difference in this matchup is in the doubles competition. LSU has seen a lot of success in their doubles matches so far this season. The Tigers have won over 62% of their doubles matches and have secured the doubles point in 15 of their 17 matches this season. Latinovic and Loughman usually pair up as the number 1 doubles team and have found some success throughout the season. Where the Tigers separate themselves from their competition is the strength of their second and third doubles teams. Senior Welsh Hotard and fifth-year George Stoop have spent the majority of the season as LSU's second doubles team and are 8-2 on the season together. Senior Chen Dong and junior Julian Pensland have been clicking on all cylinders this season as LSU's third doubles team. They have not lost a single match yet, winning all 11 doubles matches played together. The Tigers' continued success in doubles matches could be the difference in today's match.
With all things considered, how do you guys see this match playing out?
Kayla, as I said earlier, the Bulldogs and Tigers match up very well in singles competition, and the difference may come down to doubles competition, where LSU has the edge. I think that is exactly what we will see today at the Dan McGill Tennis Complex. I have LSU winning 4-3 and snapping their losing streak.
Thanks, guys. Great insight.